Hello, 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 hello. What's up? What's up? Welcome to the show. We over here. How you guys doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? I ain't so starving. Let me get my food ready. Let me enjoy my night that I work hard for, man. I work hard for mines, man. Get your own. Get your own. Fucking nigga. It sucks even more. You know what I'm saying? You got this trash ass. Dang, niggas is bothering, bro. Wish I had a female over here, nigga. Like the female that I love. Like, yo, fuck this nigga. This bitch is all up on our shit, nigga. Fucking crackhead. That's what I hear, nigga. Fucking crackhead. Motherfucker. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, shit, this shit. Fucking my ears. And then up. Couldn't even hear your thing. How much? Dang. Hello, 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 hello.
Chief's direction in response to yesterday's downing of a U.S. Army Apache helicopter. The mission is a proportional response to unjustified Iranian aggression.
No, I expect that from them, yo.
Oh, we have Jennifer.
That's what people do when people don't have lives, nigga. Especially you on TV. You got a nigga over here looking for attention. It's a bum. You know what I'm saying? Go crazy. It's like that, man. Eat that bitch, papa. Corny, nigga. Niggas actually stay there, fucking waiting for me to sit down and eat a meal. Hate it, bro. Hmm? Look at that over there. Oh,
Jennifer,
yeah.
thank you so much. This comes on the heels of that amazing other rescue mission that we had a couple months ago when those two fighter jet pilots went down. Yeah. We barreled right into the heart of the beast and got them out. And just another great, great precision rescue.
unite. But President Trump said, if you do this, I will hit you back, and that's how strong leaders lead. It's like, okay, well, here you go. You asked for it, and I don't know if that gets anybody back to the negotiating table. I think that the ceasefire is kaput for now.
The president the other day said, Greg, a ceasefire in this part of the world is when they shoot at each other kind of moderately.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's. I think nobody was taking it seriously. I think this autonomous drone rescue is pretty much of a big deal. I mean, that's the only, I guess, upside to war is these new breakthroughs. But it has a 1,000-pound payload. That's basically like 5 airmen or 3 cast members of The View. So I worked all the way to get to that joke. But I do feel like this war, and this is on me. It's not on the. It's like I feel like it's the show Survivor, where it just keeps going on and on. What series are we on now? Maybe 20 years ago,
This is
I
funny,
wouldn't
nigga.
be this impatient or this jaded. I don't know what happened, but it feels like we have such a short. Maybe it's healthy. We have it's a short fuse for this stuff, and I think the Russia-Ukraine war kind of just like that thing's been going on for
Talk to
almost
me.
5 years now, four and a half years.
Talk to me.
We kind of just like started to treat
You know
war
what I'm saying?
like something in the background, which is not really good.
Talk to me.
Well, luckily this operation we've had very few casualties.
That is true.
Some people
keep it that way. Harold.
I don't know if Jennifer still
sit
with us,
there
but I
talking
was
about
curious.
Billy
I
Madden,
imagine
talking about
because of
this,
our
talking about
response and the way it was proportional, she said
people that
it was a port city, it was expected.
why she in my
But at one
business?
point earlier today, we thought this might have been an accident on the part of the Iranians. So clearly, I assume because of our reaction and that ongoing attacks there, that's not the case. I guess the questions I would have would be, does this escalate? To what extent does this escalate the attacks from Iran on our allies in the region? And for that matter, does it restart? Are we going to restart military activities? Now, I want to be very clear. I thought we never should have stopped our military activities even while negotiations were underway, just to ensure that the Iranians knew how serious and how meaningful how intentional we are in wanting to ensure they get no weapons, they can't develop a nuclear weapon. But I'm curious if Jennifer's still there. What does she think how much of an impact does this have on negotiations between us and the Iranians, and that matter between our Gulf allies and us?
Yeah, the President Kennedy has been so patient during the ceasefire and has really given peace a chance. And everybody's wondering, how long is it going to take before he kind of changes things up?
Well, Jesse, I always like to provide Rachel Maddow with some talking points. I realize she only works 1 day a week. But this is obviously the President of the United States just changing the subject after the rain of boos at last night's NBA Finals game. No, but it's, I think that this is an important point in this incursion. I think that, an unmanned maritime drone vehicle, that's really fascinating. And it just goes to show where the development has been in the military, because there's been a lot of discussion about using, a $2 to $3 million missile to shoot down a $30,000 drone. So as the military under Pete Hegseth has been working diligently to expand our counter drone technology. This is one of the projects, obviously, that is far less expensive than some of the traditional items of warfare that we have seen, and it will also be a very interesting tipping point, not just in terms of drone technology and how we fight our enemies, but how do the hawks in this administration respond here? Do they use this as an entree to expand the fighting? Or is this going to be something that is quick, dirty, and precise to get all the parties back to the negotiating table? So in that sense, it could be an important inflection.
It appears that the only thing that's preventing us from based on reporting, and the President's not calling me and sharing any information, nor is Mr. Witkoff or Mr. Kushner, but it appears that
of the U.S. military launching strikes against Iran in response to the downing of a U.S. Army helicopter. President Trump had vowed to respond. According to U.S. officials, the Apache helicopter was brought down by an Iranian drone this morning off the coast of Oman, right near the Strait of Hormuz. The 2 pilots on board were rescued by an unmanned U.S. Navy drone boat. The officials say it's unclear whether the U.S. helicopter was intentionally targeted.
the President, I think, would have our military go after military targets, which would include command and control, the military leadership, they're legitimate combatants.
The downing of the helicopter is putting an additional strain on the 2-month ceasefire with Iran.
All right, let's get more perspective here and talk more about these retaliatory strikes that are ongoing right now. We will bring in our military strategy expert, retired Marine Lieutenant Colonel Hal Kempfer. Good to see you, as always. We appreciate the time here.
President Trump just provided an update on that U.S. military helicopter crash. He said
The U.S. attacking Iran. Iran now retaliating. A dangerous escalation in the war that's now on day 102. Tehran claiming it's firing missiles and drones towards U.S. targets. An attack after CENTCOM confirms the U.S. hit a number of targets in Iran. So this has been a back and forth. Multiple explosions reported now along the Strait of Hormuz. And it all started, Trump says, when Iran shot down a U.S. Apache helicopter as it patrolled the crucial waterway. And that was a significant strike, maybe at the hands of an Iranian Shahed drone, coming amidst a ceasefire. It was broken 2 days ago with missiles hitting back and forth once again between Iran and Israel. President tonight telling ABC's Jonathan Karl that this is a response to what they did with our helicopter last night, and I believe the response should be very strong, very powerful, and that's what this one is. Now, this is the first time in the war that an Apache's gone down by a country whose military, right, Trump claims to have obliterated. Certainly when it comes to things like the Navy and the Strait, it's been obliterated or left at the bottom of the sea many times, according to Trump. The attack coming just hours after Trump said the U.S. would be declaring victory in Iran in the next 2 weeks, and also that there was a deal, the cusp of a deal with Iran, which is a claim, in fact, that Trump has now made at least 38 times since the war began.
They're begging to make a deal.
I think they want to make a deal very badly.
Iran is dying to make a deal. We're going to end that war very quickly. They want to make a deal so badly.
We're close to a very good deal.
We're in the final throes of what will be a very, very good deal.
Where does that deal stand tonight? Well, in a moment, we're going to take you live to the ground in Tehran. But first, I want to go straight to Kristen Holmes because she's out front live outside the White House. And Kristen, now a back and a forth happening in the Strait of Hormuz between the U.S. and Iran. I mean, what are you learning about the scope of the strikes this hour?
Yeah, Aaron, it certainly doesn't seem as though they're moving in the right direction in terms of some kind of a peace deal. What I'm told is that right now there is a limited scope when it comes to these strikes. They're looking at military targets along the Strait of Hormuz, but we are told that they are expecting more strikes throughout the evening. Now, one of the things that we have been told was that this was meant to be somewhat of a warning shot fired to Iran after the downing of that Apache, and that they don't think long-term this is going to affect any of those negotiations. Now, it's unclear whether or not they noted that Iran was going to retaliate and retaliate so quickly. We saw posts from Iran's foreign minister saying that any strike from the U.S. would essentially be countered. Now, the U.S. is still maintaining that it is somewhat optimistic about these negotiations, about reaching a peace deal. However, it's unclear whether or not that 2 to 3 day timeline, which President Trump laid out last night, still holds. Of course, we had heard that kind of timeline before, and we are still in the midst of this no longer even ceasefire as the two sides are trading strikes.
Unfortunately, this ceasefire is beginning to escalate. And this is not what the administration wants. Trump truly wants a deal, and I actually think the Iranians want a deal. But until we can stop shooting at each other, nobody's going to come to the negotiating table. I've been saying for quite some time that the president needs to think about his kind of long-term strategic goals, and those should be, first and foremost, to get the strait open. The only way that strait's going to get open is if the president lifts the blockade under the auspices that the Iranians have got to open the straits, and then sit down and begin the long-term negotiations that are going to be required for the highly enriched uranium, the state sponsor of terrorism, and all the things that the Iranian regime has been doing that we want to put in better balance.
Yeah, and of course, the irony of what you say, the first strategic goal is to return to the way things were before the war started, at least when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz itself, right, with reopening that. It does come in the context of this deal out of where Trump, as I said, the number that we counted is at least 38 times over the past couple of months.
You don't know
he
that
said
about
that
eating.
a deal with Iran was close to being finalized, right? There's a deal, and we know it often comes over the weekend. It comes ahead of the market opening. I played a few of those claims a few moments ago. But, you say you believe the Iranians also want a deal as well. How do you think they view, though, the reality that it is now very obvious to anyone on this planet that Trump really wants to make a deal?
Yeah, of course, one of the Iranian stipulations for coming to the negotiating table was for the fighting between Hezbollah and Israel to stop. And that has continued, which is why you've heard about the very contentious phone call that President Trump had with Prime Minister Netanyahu. You've seen the continual, bombardment going back and forth between Israel and Hezbollah. And of course, this is what precipitated the Iranian attack the other day, and then the counterattack by the Israelis. So unfortunately, the president really has a lot of things going on here. He's got to convince the Israelis, yes, they have the right of self-protection. They need to protect themselves, but we've got to figure out a way to kind of broker some sort of ceasefire in Lebanon so that can be one of the stipulations that we kind of take off the table. Then the next thing is, we've got to figure out a way where we convince the Iranians that we will lift the blockade if they open the straits, and then sit down and begin the long-term and the hard negotiations that will come.
Yeah, and long and hard, as you said, with the prior deal, of course, we know it took years to get it done.
Right.
Now, Trump's claims of an imminent deal, as you know, Admiral, have been preceded by bombastic rhetoric that was unsettling to everyone, from both Trump as well as the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Here are just a few things that they've said to remind everybody of those moments where your heart will be in your throat many times in the early days of this war.
I had to do a little stopover in Iran, and we had to knock the hell out of them.
We negotiate with bombs. We just keep bombing our little hearts out. Death and destruction from the sky all day long.
That last threat from the Defense Secretary, death and destruction from the sky all day long, also comes in the context of Trump and the Eastern Post, which of course is unforgettable, Admiral, where the president wrote, "A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again." I'm thinking in the context of the fact that you're writing a book in honor of America's 250th anniversary. What are the consequences on the world stage for an American president and the leader of its military, his defense secretary, to be speaking in this way?
Well, certainly the rhetoric doesn't help. It certainly doesn't help in the process of negotiations. As I mentioned before, at the end of the day, Trump wants to broker a deal with the Iranians. And the deal has got to begin with opening the straits. And so he's got to get them to the negotiating table. He's got to provide some sort of incentive that opens the straits and brings the Iranians to the negotiating table. The rhetoric won't help. But to your point about my book, Duty, Honor, Country, and Life, it really is about the incredible soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines that I worked with over my 37 years. And it's those same soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines that are out there in the Gulf right now responding to the threats from Iran. So I hope when people read this book, they'll realize how incredible the young men and women of this country are, not just in the military, but frankly, everywhere I go in the country.
And that's an optimistic note, I think, that gives people heart. Your book is a collection of speeches, letters, even poems, that you've written over the years, which I think is important and I hope inspirational to many young women and men. But ahead of the country's 250th birthday, at one point you write, keeping our democracy alive past 250 years will not be easy. It will require our leaders to be men and women of integrity, the same integrity that I saw in public servants who raised their voices against corruption, malfeasance, and the
Tonight, the U.S. military responded after Iran downed a U.S. helicopter, saying they've conducted, quote, a proportional response to unjustified Iranian aggression. President Trump telling ABC's John Carl over the phone that he believes, quote, in responding in a strong manner. This all comes after President Trump said the U.S. Apache helicopter that crashed overnight near the Strait of Hormuz was shot down by the Iranians. It marks a dramatic escalation in the war. The two pilots are doing okay, the president said earlier, after a remarkable rescue.
The pilots are fine, yeah. Nobody injured.
A U.S. official saying those pilots were rescued by what's called Task Force 59, the Navy's first ever drone task force. A sea drone like this, rescuing them, operated entirely autonomously.
So this is likely something we're going to see a lot of. This is a first of its kind situation, but it could be very helpful when it comes to recovering personnel.
A U.S. official saying a drone picked up the 2 crew members and took them to another location in the water, where they were hoisted up to a helicopter. Iranian state media now reporting that Iran says it will, quote, give a decisive response to U.S. aggression. President Trump previously said the U.S. was close to a deal with Iran, potentially in the coming days. Now, it's not clear exactly what impact this will have on negotiations. It comes as the war has now stretched beyond 100 days, and in a new Reuters Ipsos poll, just 29% of adults asked last week said they approve of Trump's handling of this war. 59% said they disapprove. In New York, Olivia Rubin, ABC News.
We can't take our eyes off the Strait of Hormuz. But the truth is that while we're distracted by the Ayatollahs, others are taking advantage of the situation to do as they please in another critical waterway. Things could get very complicated for Trump. The situation in Taiwan Strait is white hot. Can China really take Taiwan by force? Well, there are compelling arguments that would suggest yes.
When you look at the odds, China's a very, very powerful, big country. That's a very small island. It's, you think of it, it's 59 miles away, 59 miles. We're 9,500 miles away. That's a little bit of a difficult problem.
Never before in recent history has China been so close to having the actual capability to do so, and we're not the ones saying.
Social Security retirement fund.
Slight adjustment to the rate of growth of the bank.
Morning business report here. American adults have hit a new low when it comes to understanding their finances. And here's a big story for anyone on Social Security. The fund it relies on to pay those benefits could be depleted.
Social Security.
Chilling, right? Yo, what's your problem? What? What? What do you want? Why are you here? What do you want? Why are you worried about my Social Security? Why are you worried about food stamps? Why are you worried about what I'm doing in my house? The fuck? Ugly nigga.
Mets are 7 games under 500, 5 games out of a wild card spot, and this is a crucial stretch of their schedule. All right, if you haven't looked at the standings lately, hey, I don't blame you, but the next 19 games are with teams all ahead of them for an end.
6-0 el compromiso. Metropolitano, bueno, acá no ha podido en materia ofensiva hoy, fue castigado también Peralta. Tenemos a Joey Greber. ¡Epa! Aquí fue a buscar la pelota el jardinero derecho, no la pudo tomar. ¡Dale!
Defend your position. You're cutting Medicaid, ripping it away from the American people. Feel free to defend your position. Ask us any questions about our policy differences, but instead we're confronted with silence. And the American people deserve better. So defend your position. You're cutting Medicaid, ripping it away from the American people. Feel free to defend your position. Ask us any questions about our policy differences, but instead we're confronted with silence. And the American people deserve better. So defend your position. You're cutting Medicaid, ripping it away from the American people. Feel free to defend your position. Ask us any questions about our policy differences, but instead we're confronted with silence. And the American people deserve better. So defend your position. You're cutting Medicaid, ripping it away from the American people. Feel free to defend your position. Ask us.
Yo, shout out to all the real females. I love, yo, there ain't nothing more that I love than a real female. You know what I'm saying? A real female doesn't watch. They do. Now to my YouTube family and all that. All my girls, they are on YouTube. They got YouTube channels. They always doing something. All the girls that come over here and watch me on YouTube, they doing things. You know what I'm saying? They don't stay home all day watching Neighbors. The females that I've deal with, they work, they do things, they always active. They don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, shout out to the real females. That's what it's about. Shout out to the real females. Hey, bro. No.
At Isaac Santana 6560. Said. Out.
I be chilling every night. And that's what I'm saying. I got my family. I got my friends. I'm chilling. We chilling. Like to stay home and to live like this nigger upstairs. You fucking negro. You fucking ugly fuck. Like you don't got nothing else to do. Throw yourself out the fucking window and fucking die. You understand what I'm saying? Like that should be so. I'd be so happy, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like.
At Isaac Santana 6560. Said. Hey.
I'm be chilling, bro.
Working out.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Alright, how about you? Because I'm puffing over here.
Clear. No. Hey, you watching me? Leave her alone. Leave her alone. She said loud and clear. Loud and clear. You know who they get that from? Loud and clear. Well, you hear Roger. Roger that. Loud. These are females that respect somebody. The somebody is somebody. Somebody. Rotate. Rotate. Somebody. It comes from somebody. Respect. Respect. Leave me alone. Loud and clear. Roger. Roger that. 10-4. They respect somebody, man. Respect them. Leave them alone. When the girls come in here, the girls from England, the girls from Australia, the girls from Russia, the girls from, it doesn't matter, from the North Pole, Alaska, they say, leave him alone. He's somebody. You understand that? You just heard it right now. I went to the girl's channel, and what she's saying, loud and clear. Where do you think she gets that from? Where do you think they get rotate from? Where do you think they get Roger 10-4? Where you who from who? Leave him alone. Let him do what he has to do. When was the last time I seen my mother? When was the last time I seen my daughter? Leave him alone. You understand? Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Small thing, man. Of course I gotta use the bathroom. Nigga, I gotta use the bathroom. Niggas over here bothering, kids chasing me to the bathroom, bro. I'm thinking that's cool. Nah, come on, put females around me, they understand that. No, he's working. That man worked for 30, 60 years. I gotta go to work. Let's go. That's good. That's good. Gon' Baba. It's all go Baba. Nah, they don't look like you, nigga. I'm good. This is all I got. Let's get busy. Let's go have some fun, nigga. Open the bed. Let's go play. I be chilling, bro. I be having mad fun. For real, man. Fuck. Got T.B.E. Fuck. No, nothing. Off it. Nothing. Off it. Niggas is over here singing my music. Like, we enjoying ourselves. We not fucking hating. Over here, we chilling, bro. Good. That's gonna be fucked up. So fucked up. Yo, you still standing there? Yo, what you did to him? What you did to him? You know what she was doing? Isaac? She was having sex in front of with other niggas in front of Isaac. She was having sex with niggas in the house. Yo, listen to that shit. I'm like, what you said? He's like, you can't say. They used to have sex with niggas. Shut the fuck up, that shit. You can't say nothing, yo. Yo, I gotta be like this. My muscles all fucking pause and all that, yo. Like, yeah. You see your girl having sex with niggas right in front of your face, yo. Just sucking a dick like this. I'm like, oh shit, yo. Better take it to the next level. Let's take it to the next level. You can't even have niggas come to the house. You can't have niggas visit. Niggas, she get horny. The minute she see a nigga, she horny. Then she starts stomping her feet. I'm tired. I wanna get bombed. I'm like, yo, nigga. my baby moms. Like, I just want to always know that, like, what y'all niggas always thinking. I'm sorry, house.
Ce soir, je suis le gros terre. Je démarre ton poste derrière, je le mets en poster. Les balles qui se perdent. La vie c'est chelou, je la baise, y'a pas de mystère. Nico, je deviens méchant. Pas de Jasmine pour Jaffa.
Ha, nigga, why you playing? Ha, listen, it's already taken. You're not getting it. Nah, yo, change. Motherfucker. Fucking cold one, motherfucker. I'm older than you, motherfucker. I'm 60 years old, you stupid bitch. Come from the beginning, motherfucker. Come from this dumb war. Oh, nigga. So when you play back up stuff, you gonna fuck you up. Gonna be like that. She's stepping it up, like she's real mad, right? Lose. That's what happens when people lose. They just keep on reaching out love.
Ce chemin étroit et sombre me séduit. L'impression qu'il soigne mon cœur de E.T.
Think about you. Not for you. When I see E.T., I don't think about you. You know what I'm saying, Baba? What they're gonna do is you're gonna go upstairs and break the door. Damn, Baba. I'll take you, Mom. Nah, I don't need that shit. We get other niggas. We get other niggas, y'all. Things, y'all. Like, y'all good. Think about her. You're bothering.
T'es seul dans le noir, j'espère que ton nom ne t'a pas lâché. Et il croit savoir pourquoi on m'abandonne. J'irai pas le premier, ni le dernier.
Yeah, you look real mad. Of course.
Les anges me parlent, mais moi j'entends pas. J'suis dans ma bulle, j'suis baisé, j'm'embête. Et j'comprends pas, pourquoi j'comprends pas. J'ai trop traîné en bas. J'dois faire le million pour papa. Tu testes mon sang,
Keep on smoking cigarettes and kill myself. It's a girl out there. You know what I'm saying?
Ce soir, je fais
Well, always comes.
gros terre. Je démarre ton postérieur, je le mets mon poster. Si on se tue, je compte pas les balles qui se pètent. La vie c'est chelou, je la baise à pas mystère. Égo, je deviens méchant, pas de jasmine pour Jaffa. J'suis comme le pas de mon bâtiment, j'ai tous les jours cafard. Mes yeux clairs regardent l'enfer, l'enfer, l'enfer. J'croyais que t'étais droit, mais en fait, j'fais pomper traction, j'écris AVGA. Les pecs allaient au nita, c'est ta bitch se met des droits. Et j'porte, et
don't like you.
un gros smiley. Et j'fais tous les hot dogs si j'vends mon cœur en taille DR. J'ai trop traîné en bas. J't'en fais un million pour papa. Tu testes, on sort le baba. J'comprends pas pourquoi on me comprend pas. Que Dieu me pardonne si je me trompe. J'pose ma mif avant qu'on pose ma tombe. Ce chemin étroit et sombre me séduit. L'impression qu'il soigne mon cœur de E.T. Couvert d'oseille, ego, j'suis sous canon. De la haine en revanche, j'en ai tellement.
No, it is.
Et je comprends pas pourquoi on comprend pas.
Okay, you get stuck on one girl.
J'espère que ton
Hmm?
on t'a pas lâché.
That nigga stuck in his jack. That nigga ice is straight.
Pour toi on m'en bat.
Just like him.
Serai pas le premier, ni le
That
dernier.
is jack.
QRG, c'est du crée par part. J'm'endors sous appel vers Zata. J'vends la drogue, c'est pas un hasard. J'prends mes thunes, j'rentre à la casa. J'fais mal à l'une, les péchés m'entêtent. Les anges me parlent, mais moi j'entends pas. J'sors ma bulle, j'suis baisé, j'm'en pète. Et j'comprends pas, parfois j'comprends pas. J'ai trop traîné en bas. J't'en fais un million pour papa.
It's like Ice said it's okay. Nah, it's not okay. Nah, that fit. What are you doing? Nah, is it because it's fly? I don't give a fuck. Is she a fucking pig or something? That's funny, right?
Ce soir, j'fume un gros terre. J'démarre ton postérieur, je le mets mon poster. Si on se tue, j'compte pas les balles qui se perdent. La vie c'est chelou, j'la baise, y'a pas de mystère.
It's like his father used to tell you, "Vet, yo, I'm gonna pay for this and this, bitch. You gonna do what I say."
J'ai tous les jours cafard. Mes yeux clairs regardent l'enfer, j'croyais que t'étais droit, mais en fait,
It's fucked up.
Je fais pomper traction, j'écris APG-A. Les becs avec Onita, c'est ta vie, je te mets des doigts. Et je porte, et je fais un gros smiley. Et je fais tous les hot pots si je vends mon cœur en taille.
I told you, I don't need nothing. But I ain't getting what I ain't getting. Shouldn't give me shit. Like, how dare you do that to me, man?
Que Dieu me pardonne si je me trompe. Non, non. Je pose ma mif avant qu'on pose ma tombe. Gala. Ce chemin étroit et sombre me séduit. L'impression qui soigne mon cœur de E.T. Couvert d'oseille, ego, je suis sous canon. De la haine en revanche j'en ai tellement. Et je comprends pas pourquoi on comprend pas. T'es seul dans le noir, reste un peu dans l'ombre, ne t'as pas lâché. Et ils croient savoir pourquoi on en bat. J'aurais pas le premier, ni le dernier. QRG, c'est qui crève la part. J'prends la sous un peu vers Zadar. J'prends la drogue, c'est pas un hasard. J'prends mes thunes, j'rentre à la casa. J'démarre la lune et puis j'ai ma tête. Les anges me parlent, mais moi j'entends pas. J'suis dans ma bulle, j'suis baisé, j'm'en pète. Et j'comprends pas, pourquoi j'comprends pas. J'ai trop traîné en bas.
That's what I said. It was bothering him, so he can't get confused. What are they talking about? I don't even know what they're talking about, man. You're in the middle of a game, talking to something else.
Ce soir, j'fume un gros terre. J'démarre ton postérieur, je le mets en poster. Si on se tue, j'compte pas les bras qui se perdent.
Yeah, you got makeup. Good makeup.
Y'a pas de mystère. Ego, j'deviens méchant. Pas de Jasmine pour Jaffa. J'connais pas de mon bâtiment. J'ai tous les jours cafard. Mes yeux clairs regardent l'enfer. L'enfer. J'croyais que t'étais droit, mais en fait.
Make me love you more.
J'fais pomper traction, j'écris APG-A. Les becs avec Onita, c'est ta bitch, je mets des doigts. Et j'porte, et j'fais un gros smiley. Et j'fais tous les hot pots si j'vends mon cœur en taille J'ai trop traîné en bas. J'dois faire mes liens pour papa. Tu testes ton sort le baba. J'comprends pas pourquoi on comprend pas. Ce chemin étroit et sombre me séduit. L'impression qui soigne mon cœur de E.T. Couvert d'oseille, ego, je suis sous canon. De la haine en revanche j'en ai tellement. Et je comprends pas pourquoi on ne comprend pas.
You still.
C'est pas un hasard. Je prends mes thunes, je rentre à la casa. Je démarre la lune, les péchés m'entêtent. Les anges me parlent, mais moi j'entends pas. Je suis dans ma bulle, je suis baisé, je m'embête. Et je comprends pas, pourquoi je comprends pas. J'ai trop traîné en baba. Je t'en fais un million pour papa.
Getting Vegas from Honey.
Tu testes ton sang de baba. Je comprends pas pourquoi on ne comprend pas. J'ai trop traîné en bas. Je t'en fais un million pour papa. Tu testes ton sang de baba. Je comprends pas pourquoi on ne comprend pas. Ce soir, je fume un gros terre. Je démarre ton poste derrière, je le mets mon poster. Pas les balles qui se pètent. La vie c'est chelou, je la baisse, y'a pas de mystère. Ego, je deviens méchant. Jasmine pour Java. Je connais pas de mon bâtiment. Et tous les jours mes yeux clairs, aucun enfer. L'enfer, je croyais que t'étais parfait. En fait,
Go, let him play.
je fais pomper
Let's go. Let's go.
ammunition. Defend the objectives. Hostile counter spy plane established above. Bomb active. Hostile sentry turret active.
Oh, shit. Good shit. Broken wall.